We have entered the Onyx Storm territory. As of me filming this intro, I haven't finished the book. I'm just about 100 pages to the end. This will be a spoiler reading vlog. If you have not read the book, what I'm gonna say and offer to you is that it's probably like a 7 stars out of 5. It's just that good. Violet Sorrengale is the new Xaden. Don't take that sentence lightly because that is a huge statement. If you read the book, then you're gonna be finding out all about that later on. But that's it for now. If you have not read this, stick out because I'm gonna be talking about everything that happens. Onyx Storm came out 21st and I started rereading Fourth Wing and Iron Flame at the last possible second. 2 days before, a book each, and then I started on Onyx Storm. Let's go back in time to when I started reading Fourth Wing. I'm literally using up all of my sticky tabs because of how much I'm tabbing, and it's not even that much. At this point, the different colors don't even mean anything. It's just my craziness over this book and how much I'm loving it on a second time round. So I am halfway through Iron Flame and this just arrived. It's a reread, but I thought, what's the point of me starting this without a refresh from what happened? Because I read this like 1 year ago, even more than that. Oh my days. Not the little edges being ruined. And there's a little bit of art. And I had to get tabs because I have a feeling that I'm going to be using a lot of them. This will be started sometime soon as I finish Iron Flame, which can't be soon enough. I'm past halfway, and you know what? I don't get when people say this book is so long, because every single chapter that I've read, there's some kind of information that I got out of it. And it could have been 2 books, I will say, like, because there's part 1, part 2, like they're 2 completely different aesthetics, let's say. I've got a few theories, a lot of theories actually. I've written them down, but I'll share later. But one thing that I will say is that I'm 100% sure that Violet's second signet is to talk to the dead, and she's going to use it to communicate with the first 6, maybe something about that. I'm like 99% sure. And another thing is her father is very, very important because he had done his research on Feather Tales. I don't think her dad died because of heartbreak of losing Brennan. I'm 100% sure he was murdered. He might not even be dead. Now, I'm rereading this book, but it's a completely different experience. I'm noticing so many things, and that scene with Liam when he came back. It took me literally 2 days to finish these 2 books. I was literally eating, sleeping, and breathing Fourth Wing. From the reread, I love them so much better. So much better. And I just noticed so many things. And even though I already read them, I had reactions as if it was my first read. For theories, the main things that will be expanded on at least, or theories I have, is that there was references to the Venom being the 3rd brother, and that's where they descended from, and he commands the skies. Who else commands the skies? Violet. I'm thinking she's the descendant of the 3rd brother, aka the person who created Venom. Then her dad did research on Feather Tales, very suspicious, and I still think he was killed. Violet. First power, it's beyond what we could even imagine. Second one, I swear it has to be talking or communicating with the dead. But that's just a theory. Honestly, I want it to be true, but if it's not, I'll take it. I would hate for the third book to be like the Twilight. I think it was the second book where Edward was like, no, I'm too dangerous, can't be near me, blah blah blah, because I'm actually gonna lose my mind if Xaden does that. Like, no, you're gonna be working together to fight this war and find your cure and discover her powers. And I kind of want her to go off the rails a little bit with her powers and everything. I want her to go off the rails and be a little bit crazy and unhinged. It's literally 4 a.m. and I'm going into this book. I'm not even sure if I should. Maybe I should wait until tomorrow. I'm kind of scared to start it, but at the same time, I want to start it. I know it starts right off where the last book finished, which I appreciate because it really helps the storyline, especially how I've been literally reading it all in one go, so it'll just be like one giant book. In this one, I probably won't even make any theories or anything for the fourth book because that's just too much brain power. What I've gone through with the first and second book, I don't want to experience again. My brain is fried from thinking I would be taking the dust jacket off because it's already damaged from the shipment. I haven't read the blurb for this. I haven't read the extra chapters, nothing that was released. And can I just say, Adana is such a baby. She has to be protected at all costs. And Violet's mom, tears almost came when I read everything to do with her death and how much she really cares for her children. I never really hated her in the first place, even though she might be questionable at times. I still loved her. If Violet's dad comes back to life, and imagine he's running, that's just going off the rails. I love the way the dedication says, to the ones who don't run with the popular crowd, the ones who get caught reading under their desks, the ones who feel like they never get invited, included, or represented, get your leathers, we have dragons to ride. I'll update when there's news or when I'm pulling my eyes out, could be any. 34 pages in and already I can't do this. I didn't think it was going to be emotional. I think we're just going to have like a little bit of a break. No, first we're flung right into action, and second, poor Xaden. He was containing himself well for like 2 weeks. He accidentally channeled a little bit and I thought he was doing well. I think I'm in denial at this point. This is the first stage, denial, and I'm sure as the stages progress it's only going to get worse. And the fact that his dragon is not speaking to him is just so sad. He even like channeled just to kill that general sage guy just so that he could save her. And then it just says, the second your power rose, I felt it and remembered why I promised myself I wasn't going to touch you, and I thought if I could at least take care of you, that would be enough for me. With like combined with these like sad things, if I was listening to sad songs, I would be bawling my eyes out. And I didn't think it was going to be that emotional, like that I wasn't going to be that emotional, because I just have hope. It was literally destroyed in 30 pages. Maybe it's because it's 5 a.m. and I'm delusional, but I'm still really sad. So we lost precious reading time because I was too busy sleeping all day, but we are now on chapter 5, and I have to say I loved like this little mission that Violet's going on with Adana to find her kind. I feel like it's going to be so adventurous. I want to see more of the setting of the world. I kind of wish she was going alone, but I don't know who's coming with her yet. This time Violet's being a little bit mysterious even to the readers. In the last books, whenever she found out something, we'd find out along with her. There was nothing that she knew that we didn't know, but in this book she's already plotting and planning without us knowing. But we are going strong. I'm not going to sleep. I'm not doing anything until I finish this damn book, even though I have like many pages left. And I will say, okay, I was going to check the page count and I read one of the last sentences. I kind of spoiled myself a little bit, but I'm ready, I guess. But I don't know how that thing's gonna happen at all. I'm kind of nervous for that. I know I'm gonna be like, I want fourth book right after I finish this one, and that's not gonna come out for ages, so just gonna have to reread Fourth Wing until I go crazy or I get bored of it. So I don't want my fourth book. There's so much mentions even in the last book of people with silver hair, specifically Venin. Now we know that Violet has silver hair. Now that makes it even more of a theory that either she's a descendant from the third brother like I thought, or someone might have channeled from her when she was little and maybe that's why she has silver hair, because then it would make sense that the discoloration doesn't stop. Okay, Violet needs to step up. Okay, now she stepped up, okay, a little bit. She's like, rebel is so outdated. We prefer the term revolutionary. I inform Aura, taking a measured step in her direction and welcoming the crackle of sizzling power in my fingertips. And if you're going to wield, then it's me who you'll be dealing with. Damn right, tell him Vi. Aura, the other wing leader who's trying to make a bloodbath out of the flyers, is like, you dare? And then she's like, I dare. I love badass Violet. Okay, now this is interesting. So Xaden and Violet are the first lightning and shadow wielders since 600 years ago when the first six defeated the Venom, right? That's what the Great War is. How very circular. It's like it's meant to be. I'm sorry. The Venom are competing to be, he gets to be Xaden's and Violet's teacher, and they chose not to kill her suddenly. Well, all the other times you almost killed her. Didn't ever think about that, did you? Xaden kissed her, but then the next chapter starts like this. You might be angry when you realize I didn't wake you to say goodbye, but it's only because I no longer fully trust my ability to walk away. He's such a poet. The way he's like, oh, and that's good enough for you? One kiss, no hands, fully clothed. That's what you want from me from now on. And she says, I want whatever you're able to give. She says, I won't lose you, even to yourself. She is so determined. I want her to get that damn cure. Ooh. Hello? Not the Professor Ryerson. It kind of has a ring to it. Well, I don't know if it's much of a theory, but one of my theories is coming true about Violet's dad's research, which is important because it holds information that nobody really knows but needs. I love the way he makes use of his shadows, touching her cheek. Also, he's becoming unnaturally protective of her. Not that I don't like it, but there's something about it. It says, Xaden looks at Garrick in a way I've never seen, like his best friend has suddenly morphed into prey, and then there's that cold edge in his eyes that prickles the hair at the back of my neck. Something ain't right. Stop it right now. Violet's like, you're actually jealous. And Xaden's like, yes, love. I'm jealous. I'm jealous of the armor that holds you when I can't, the sheets on your bed that carries your skin every night, and the blades that fuel your hands. So when the prince of our realm walks into my classroom and starts talking to the woman I love in what can only be considered intense familiarity, and then has the audacity to ask her out in front of me, naturally, I'm going to get jealous. And I'm not complaining. I literally got that sound recorded.
When?
Right now. Basically, Halden is kidnapped by the Narelle king. Xaden is like trying really hard to be diplomatic since that's the role I've been handed. But let me put this in terms you understand. Your king kidnapped our arsehole prince, and there's a large part of me that wouldn't mind him staying here and annoying the shit out of you for the rest of your miserable life, but that would make things difficult back home for someone I have complicated loyalty toward. So I'm going to need the prick back. Xaden called her his consort, and the way Taryn is like, are congratulations or commiserations in order? The Duke of Tyrrendor and his consort, Violet Sorensale. And Violet's like, close enough. Xaden's mom, I'm in shock. So the Irids are talking to her and they say, and Dragonkind has not learned the lesson either. While you, the male in the center's gaze jumps to Atrium, gifted your human with ice. He dares to shift his focus on turn. You armed yours with lightning. That's not how signets work. Rid of armies. And you, the male lowers his gaze to Adana. Our very hope have handed this human something far more dangerous to wield. Haven't you? Wait, Adana's like, you seek peace, having only known its privilege. Well, one of my theories was proved wrong. We just found her second signet and it's dream walking, or at least going into someone's minds while you're unconscious, or maybe even conscious. I'm not sure yet. But first thoughts, I mean, I'm just trying to find out how you use it in a battle or in like the war that they're fighting to make it useful. Guess we'll see. Okay, so it is quite dangerous actually because no one can shield while they're sleeping. But I'm still like, what would you use it for battle? I'm waiting for answers, Xaden, if you know everything. All right, now that you're up to speed, I'm on page 423 on chapter 51. And I feel like things will get quite sporadic. There's so many things that I enjoyed. First of all, in Fourth Wing and Iron Flame, there was a little bit of seeing other parts of the world. But in this one, you really do get to see them. And as soon as Adana and Violet were on a mission to get a cure for Xaden, I knew that they were gonna expand the world. We're gonna go see new places and it will be less monotone, I guess. It did not disappoint. Okay, so first thing is that we get so many mentions of Violet's silver hair, and I knew it was going to be important. I forgot what the kingdom was called, but it's very religious, and that's where she saw a girl with the same hair as her, and it hasn't been explored that much yet. I'm sure maybe we'll get some answers either in this book or the next one, but I'm so interested to see like what has her hair have to do with everything. Then Adana and her flame scorching the venom. She only tried it once and I'm pretty sure she's going to test it again. And there's just so much of this that I love. Okay, venom being inside the woods, they literally walk among them. That that is so scary to think about. But now I'm wondering, like, how did Jack even, like, what the hell happened with him? That whole situation I want to explain. And obviously we've got the whole Xaden situation. It's just so sad. Okay, let's go in order. So Xaden and his dragon. It's just so sad because even in the last book we knew that she wasn't happy with him. She was like, I chose you, just as he started channeling for Violet, and essentially he did save the entire continent, so to speak, but it's just so sad. And now she's not even speaking to him. So he says, she's still not speaking to me, flying is awkward as fuck. He just wants to wave it off, but I know it hurts him and it hurts me. Oh, and you know what, it's the little things, because she wakes up and she spots the closed book on her nightstand with her page marked by one of Xaden's daggers. That was so cute. More importantly, Violet is just so incredibly smart, and we got to see that so much in this book. Exhibit A, when she changes the wards so the flyers can channel, and that means that the negotiations can begin so that they can actually be allowed to be in Navarre. That's definitely how I say it. They pardoned because, I mean, I guess you know what happens because you've read the book. That was so smart. Then in every aisle, I love how there was like a little challenge to get through before they actually got what they wanted. And even if they didn't get what they exactly wanted, they got some kind of information or something that they needed or will need in the future in those aisles. And I think there was nothing wasted. One thing that literally made me almost bawl my eyes out is Adana and meeting her so-called family that rejected her. I want to flip to that page because it was so incredibly sad and she was literally devastated. How could they do that to her? Well, I guess you could say irids because they're short for iridescent, but in my head I read them as irids. But irids, Violet finally found them, and because obviously they're both very of each other, the humans, their dragons, and also the irids. So Adana's like, no, they won't hurt her, they're my family, she's my human too. So cute. Adana, she's such a baby, but she's our baby, okay? So she wants to prove herself to the irids because in the Empyrean they value obviously strength, bravery, all that stuff, violence, being a weapon. And as Adana explains everything that happened in the previous two books and this one, she says, well, did I pass the test? The irids are like, test? And then she says, you were just testing me, right? Just to make sure I'm fit to visit Ardennes. Where is it anyway? The hope in her voice would cut my knees out if I was standing. Violet said that, and that's literally my thoughts. And then they were like, you were never being tested. And they look at Violet and they say, you were. Adana's like, Violet loves me. And the irids are like, she uses you. She took advantage of a vulnerable child. She used your power as an instrument of warfare, forced your premature growth, and look at what have you become. And Adana's like, you think I'm broken? And they're like, we think you're a weapon. And then she says, thank you. Oh no. And then Alana's like, I do not understand. You will not return with us? You will not help us achieve peace you worship? And they're like, and feel it is not peace you seek, but victory. I mean, they sort of do have a point. It's in every book, like, you humans should stop killing each other, even if you're doing it for the greater good. And Adana says, you preach peace while only having known its privilege. You are all a disappointment to me. And Adana says, I wish I'd never met you. I can't. It's already bringing tears to my eyes. I need to focus, compose. I can't. I bet her whole storyline will just be so sad. I mean, it already is sad, unless the irids decide to still help them and then she gets hope again, because this is terrible. You cannot judge someone like that. Oh my god. Okay, also one thing that I guess we see a lot more often in this book is riders and their dragons relationships, like Riddick and Atrum. They're so goofy. I love that part. I was laughing so badly. Oh my god. Atrum skids to a halt 10 feet from Riddick, driving his snout into the shallows and creating a wave that rushes up the beach and over Riddick's shins. Why are you such a dick? Ring flings his arms out sideways. I brought one pair of boots. And then Atrum lifts his head, then sprays the water through his teeth, completely soaking Riddick from the tips of his head to the toes of his boots. And Riddick's like, not fair. I'm still winning. That doesn't count because you're on a mission. And then Violet's like, what is going on with you two? do. And Riddick's like, he's getting me back because I won the last round. I brought enough itching powder to fill a bucket, then dropped it between his scales on the back of his neck right after flight maneuvers 8 weeks ago. He had to submerge his entire body in the river to avoid everyone in the Vale knowing I'd gotten the best of him. I love Riddick. And when the cook comes attacking him, puts a knife in his uniform, and he's like mad at him because he's like, I hate sewing and now you broke my clothes. Anyways, there's so many good moments in this book. Like the settings as well. The settings are amazing. They're very different, but I love them. And speaking of settings, okay, so one major things that really stood out to me. First of all, Violet's thing in every setting, like the way she deals with it is so smart. Like when she had a feeling that she needed a plan B and C in case things went south when they were in that, what was that called? Okay, so the kingdom I think was called Helitis. However you say this, I'm not even gonna attempt. So when they tried to poison her and she poisoned them, and then she held their sons captive, well, not captive, but in the lines of threat. That is such an alien thing to do. It so is. You can't even tell me it's not. That's why I think they're equally matched, because that would be exactly what Aiden would do. Violet really rose up this time round. Sometimes, like, I love how she waits a little bit and then she steps up and she's like, okay, you guys had your turn, let me handle it now. I love her. Okay, Xaden's mom. That was a bit of a surprise. Now, I knew she was gonna appear at some point. I knew it the second she was mentioned, because she's not dead. If there's nobody, then she's not dead. It was a bit surprised that she was there, but I can't really form an opinion on her because we haven't seen enough. And then again, Xaden with his dragon. So Sigil was, is that how you say her name? Don't even about my pronunciation. In my head, it's Sigil. So it will be Sigil. She was pacing and Xaden's like, she's pacing for some reason. Not that I can ask her. Not that she'd answer. Okay, and one more thing. They really are a found family. I've just come to love them. And the little glimpses you get, like sometimes Rebecca will just put like a random sentence that's kind of like a background image of what's happening. So like Riddick was hugging Kat and she reluctantly hugged him back. But it was just one sentence and I just love it because it just shows how at the end of the day, they will go to war for one another. And in one of the Isles as well, what happened, so they were in the Isle of Luck, and I mean the arrow was unexpected, but the compass that doesn't point north, does that ring any bells? A compass that does not point north. Captain Jack Sparrow. That compass will point to whatever she desires most, and it might point her to the cure, maybe. I'm guessing. I really want that to be true because I love Pirates of the Caribbean. And the slap to Dain. Some moments of this book are so funny, but then you laugh and then you get some sad scene. That's not fair, okay? That is so not fair. There's so many moments in this book. I can't even tell you all. There's just so many. I definitely need a reread of this book at some point, and I never do that unless we're like, it's Fourth Wing, because I was just refreshing. But all of these 3 books, they all have very different vibes to them. Like Fourth Wing, I would reread all day, every day. It just follows like such a Harry Potter structure, if you know what I mean. And when Xaden and Violet were falling in love, you can't replace those moments. Then we got a second one. It was actually quite good. They learned a lot of new things, expanded the world a little bit, but this, no, I'm sorry, but this is a masterpiece. I feel like I'm gonna cry, and I don't want to cry because I want to keep composed. All of the blue ones are everything to do with like plot, theories, and all of the lighter ones are to do with any sort of feeling. So if I find it funny, if I find it sad, if I find it happy, I'm gonna put that tab there. This book is like, it's becoming everything to me. But let me finish this, and hopefully I don't ruin my mascara by crying because I'm already emotional. I mean, look, it's 7 a.m. and I still haven't slept, as would often be the case because this book has got me up in the clouds actually. Okay, I love that Xaden's like, oh, the sun is getting weird. So Xaden's obviously a bit tormented by seeing his mom, and he says, and don't think that has anything to do with this. He points to his eye. I'm aware in the moments I lack emotion. You and Garrick don't need to share little oh no at glances. I already feel it. It's like sliding over a frozen lake while a shrinking part of me screams that I'm supposed to be swimming in those pieces I bartered away. And those feelings are right beneath the surface. But fuck is it skating faster and a hell of a lot messy. This shit, it's messy and painful and infuriating. And if I could choose to give this portion of myself away, so help me Malik, I would. I get it now. It's not just the power that's addictive. It's the freedom not to feel this. When Kat and Traeger are walking by the beach holding hands, I mean, that just makes me want to imagine like a different life for Violet and Xaden and everyone. I can literally go on for hours talking about every single scene that I've loved, and I probably still have missed out some that I really wanted to tell you. And like, there's so many storylines. Again, Sawyer and his leg and trying to get on a dragon. That's another thing that's just so emotional, and you can't help but feel for all of them. They've got like different battles. What I find really sad is that Violet hasn't truly had time to grieve, and she did say like, fight now, like win the battle now and grieve later. And I just find it so sad because she lost her mom, she lost her friends, she was around death, and now she's trying to win this war that she thinks she's outmatched in, and then also while trying to find a cure for Xaden, and also trying to power up the wards and get the Eras to help and get an army. She's got so many things on her shoulders, but that's why she's the main character, I guess. Anyways, let me not waste time, let me finish this so I can wallow in my pain like Xaden does. One more thing, see, I don't run out of things that I love. Brennan says, I can't mend him. Vi is obviously confused at first, but he says, Xaden, I can't mend him, Vi. I tried every day that he was here last week. He must be further along than Jack had been when Nona started working with him. I'm so sorry. We tried silent offerings in every local temple, pushing magic back into the earth, even sitting with the eggs in the hatching grounds. We tried everything either of us could think of. And Violet's like, he might be broody, but he hasn't given up. Everyone's trying. I can't. He's gonna lose himself. I know he will. I'm betting that he goes away with the venom at the end of this book, and I just can't do it. I can't do it. Oh my god. Okay, one thing I don't like about her is she doesn't listen. Arik's like, protect the flipping temple. That's how you save Tyrandor. And she doesn't realize. I'm sure she'll realize soon. So Arik obviously told Violet to protect the temple when she was like, no. So Adana did. She says, how are you angry? Princes do not make suggestions, and I am an extension of you. Am I not everything you wanted me to be? Am I not as fierce and as courageous as he is? Is this not what I'm supposed to do? Sharpen my claws on the scales of the enemy? Poor Adana, I can't. Violet's like, I don't need you to be anything but who you are. Clearly we need to have a conversation when we're not in the middle of a battlefield. You always say that you chose me, but I stood in front of you on that threshing field, and I would do it again. I love their love for each other. Ow. You do not mean to tell me that one of the gods are somehow related, or not like related, but related in connection or connected to Violet. I thought it was a third brother. It's a third brother, June. Dune, I mean. I don't know anymore. Okay, so Adana and Spire did not harm Theophany. Why? Oh my god, I literally looked at the next page. Hold on. It seemed necessary to fire your wardstone, Leothan says, one of the Irids. Oh my god. Okay, so could you have made it easier and like thought about this before insulting Adana? And they did it for Adana. Oh my god. So he's asking Adana to come with him, and he's like, there is nothing here for you but war and suffering. I mean, he's not wrong, but come on. What? You can break a bond because she bonded her second. Stop it, I'm not gonna cry over this. I'm not. The way Violet's like, I love you and I want you to feel complete. I want you happy and safe and thriving. I want you to live, even if it's not with me. I can't. Stop, this will not make me cry. You know, I don't think even once Violet cried. She was probably teary-eyed, but she never actually cried. Let's see if she does now. Oh my god. Okay. This is just the book. I can't even breathe. Oh, she did cry, just like I am right now. And she's like, she'll come back, right? She has to. She isn't dead. The other will ensure she makes it across the sea. And if she returns to find me like this, I told them myself, I won't be worthy of her relic. If this is an emotional gauntlet, I'm failing, but there's no rope to grab to prevent my fall this time. I know it. So I don't know what dedicated means. The priestess spoke all critically, but basically said if Violet chose her future poorly, she could still earn the mentorship, but she'd turn venom. What does that mean? What? Wait, Dad thought you were perfect, and he said that parents used to dedicate their infants to a particular deity's service when they thought the touch of a god would help that child. And then Violet's like, they tried to fix me by giving me to Dain. Okay, so the priestess actually said to Mira, she said, the heart that beat for you or within you would do the wrong thing for the right reason. Reach for unspeakable power and turn dark. Within her. Wait. Okay, now I'm confused because Xaden said it's him. Like, shut up, you're not the special one. Wait, I need to go back. My brain is not functioning at 100% at the moment. So, would fixing mean curing? Nah. I just need answers. Oh my god, I can't get up. Oh my god. Oh. She says, oh my god, this is just gonna make me cry more. My heart leaps as an outline of wings casts a shadow on the south side of the valley, then plummets when an orange cobtail lands on the west, near where I can't say it, lies stunning his scales. At some point, I'll stop looking for her, right? I can't. Stop it. Rebecca! I can't do this. No, I can say Tarnanak. Tarnanak. Tarn. I can't say his name. I'm not built for that. She can't lose her dragon and her sister. No, I refuse. But it's like, you're going to be alright. Okay, maybe Brennan can mentor. Maybe. I have hope. Alright, it's coming up to be the last few chapters. I'm kind of scared. But we're getting some new perspectives. So we got Rhiannon's and Imogen's as well. I don't think they were necessary, but I guess we can't think that everything, like the battle was too easy, right? Oh my god, and Quinn is gonna die. Quinn and Imogen's friendship is so cute, but also sad. But I'm not feeling it as much for her death because we haven't really been following her that much. Oh my god, she's always prepared to die. She's like, you have been the gift of my life to her dragon. That is very beautiful, Violet, but why do you always have some kind of death wish? Come on, get a grip. Yeah, Ari can definitely tell the future, or maybe like what someone will need, because he gave her the dagger. A marble one? All this like temple and priestess things are confusing me, but I'm highlighting them just in case I'm gonna need them later. Oh, here we go. The title of the book, Onyx Storm. It says, shadow spreads like a ripple on a lake, devouring the field in a fury of an onyx storm. What the hell does that mean? Oh my god, did he channel Xaden? I'm gonna kill you. She says, I never dreamed that taking every possible path to cure him would lead to his choice. Well, it's like, wait, strike in the darkness, that's what Eric's note said. Like he knew this would happen. He does. I knew it. I thought it's back. Stop it right now. Okay, whoa, lots of things happen. Xaden's, it's over for him. It's over. I guess we're not gonna find the cure in this book. Great. Of course, it can never be that easy. Oh my god. And it's Xaden's chapter. Xaden's lost. He channeled. He basically turned, in my eyes. And I don't like that. Oh my god. Something happened. She's now married to Xaden and Imogen deleted her memory. I'm so confused. What the fuck? My brain has officially liquefied. I don't know what's happening. Where is this ending? It's so abrupt. She has no memory. And then Vanessa's like to Imogen, what did you do? And Imogen is like, well, you asked me to do. And then Xaden's missing. Everything went to shit. Now I just want to read Fourth Wing, where things are still a little bit better, I guess. Because they went from bad to worse to worse. I can't. That's it. Oh, my eyebrow. I just feel empty now. I'm so confused. Like, Xaden wants to ask Violet something that will determine their fates. What do you mean? Listen, I cannot explain what I feel for this book right now. Number one, I loved it. The ending, I'm infuriated, I'm shocked, I'm confused. Cliffhanger, as in every book. I knew it was gonna end on a cliffhanger, but most of all, I'm speechless. There is no doubt in my mind that I love this book, but the ending, I feel like it could have just had like maybe a little bit more context, please. Because Xaden thought of an idea. He probably left Tyrandor to Violet, not Bodhi for some reason, since he married her, which now she has no memory of. Why? And you love him. It's your not so wedding day, but it's a marriage of some sort. You'd want to remember it, right? So it makes me think that maybe she doesn't want to know something. I really don't know. I would say like maybe he doesn't want to know, like he doesn't want her to know, or she doesn't want herself to know where he's going or what his plan is, but that's what he explained to her in order for her to agree to marry him or whatever. There's just so many theories on like the last couple sentences and like the last 2 chapters that I can't even fathom, honestly. I guess we'll just be waiting for the next book because yeah. And you know what pisses me off the most? We haven't even slightly touched on what the actual cure is. And I still think that compass that doesn't point north is actually useful. No, you can't do that. So Arik can tell the future. Did any of my theories come true? No. How the hell did she see Liam? No, I refuse. She can speak to the dead, either in this world or another one, but she can definitely speak to the dead. Or maybe Liam's, I don't know if it was mentioned, Liam's second signet, maybe his second signet is talking out of the dead. At this point, like, I don't think he was there just for moral support. There's no way. It felt too important for that. I can't even. Xaden. Let me tell you the difference between Xaden and Violet. Violet uses her brain sometimes to get out of a hard situation without cheating by just channeling power out of the damn ground. So Xaden, if you are the best of all the bests, okay, maybe use your brain a little bit. And now, like, he's gone to the dark side, probably. I don't know, like, he's either in hiding or he's gone to the dark side. You know what? I would prefer if Violet has gone to the dark side. Oh my god. That would have been like a 10-star feeling for me. Because, like, I get it. Like, she has to be good. She's the hero. But, like, imagine her being dangerously evil. That would be my fanfiction of Violet just being venom, dark, powerful, dangerous, unleashing havoc on everything. Come on, better than Xaden. I'm sorry, but it's just the truth. So Xaden lost his soul. I lost mine reading this book. I don't even know what to do with myself. It's been a long 3 days of me being stuck in this story, and now I feel like there's an empty hole inside my heart that I can't fill unless the next book comes out. At this point, I'm thinking, are you sure 2 more books will be enough to wrap this whole thing up? Because I'm sure it's more complicated than that. I don't know. Well, if you reached this part of the video, congratulations. You saw me laugh, saw me cry. Yeah, just those 2. Let me know your thoughts on this book because I need someone else's opinion. I think I have an idea of what will happen or like what's happened, but like I just need someone's confirmation because oftentimes I love a book so much and then other people don't like it and the other way around. But I love this book and let me know if you loved it too. So I read Throne of Glass, but you know what series I haven't read? Court of Thorns and Roses, and I've tried to 4 times, maybe the 5th time's the charm. We'll see how that goes in the next video.